Let's get physical, it's Jordan here, back again with this week's update and all the physical releases coming to the Switch, the 9th of January until the 13th. Let's take a look. At retail, we've only got one game. Dungeon Munchies is probably releasing this week at retail in North America. I know I've talked about this previously, but apparently it got pushed back to early this year. Remember, this is a mildly regarded side-scrolling game where you cook monsters to gain abilities or something to that extent. There's both a standard edition as well as a collector's edition available, and this was once an import exclusive, but now it's not. I'm not sure what's happening with a European retail release. I don't think that's happening. And our executive producers Brent McLean and Jennifer M have chosen this as their pick of the week. But if you want to pick it up, I know a good place you can. Video Games Plus. Check the links in the description. They offer free worldwide shipping over 80 Canadian dollars, which is not that much at all. I mean, Canadian money is like monopoly money these days. It's a great place to purchase retail releases and support us at the same time. And after a successful trial period, after we've been using them 3 months now, they've been really impressed with us and you. And so, yeah, they've increased our earnings. We can earn more money thanks to you and your support. Thank you. I know there's not much happening this week, but I hope you can continue to support us in 2023. Just remember, they have very favorable pricing, cheap shipping to the US, and it's much better to support them than Amazon. Bezos already has too many hookers and cocaine. He don't need any more. Alright, the Low Prince. Spidersaurs is Limited Run's first release this week. This is a fairly recent game from the increasingly productive Way Forward, known for their Shantae series. I guess this one flew under the radar when it released digitally because I didn't even know about it until its Limited Run announcement. Perhaps no one bought it because they knew Limited Run would do this eventually. Or perhaps it was a bit too pricey for a game that's like an hour long. Yeah, this is a run and gun arcade style game, a bit like Contra, which, incidentally, Way Forward made Contra 4 all those years ago, which was a great game. This seems to be alright, not mind-blowing, but if you're into that Saturday morning cartoon nostalgia, it should be satisfying for you. Personally, I was too busy playing video games to watch Saturday morning cartoons, so it doesn't make me tingle too much. According to the PR, dinosaurs have bred with giant spiders. Not a great combo, and you need to send them back to the Stone Age, which is not great news for Stone Age people. That's irresponsible. Sending back dinosaurs to an even more vulnerable people. At least we have guns. I mean, the grandfather paradox is going to go to town on that. Humanity is going to be buggered, those poor Stone Age people. You can pre-order this right now in a standard or collector's edition. And our executive producers Precision Plague, Issa, Thorn Metaluna, Totally Grateful, Robotech, Punky Dooster, and Instacritic have chosen this as their pick of the week. Blossom Tales 2 is going up for pre-order at Limited Run Games this week. This is considered to be more of the same kind of thing as the first game, a total love letter to top-down Zeldas of old. Now, I really liked the original game when I reviewed it on my ancient old channel, but that was early in the Switch's life when things were more simple, and we were more grateful for something like this. Fast forward 5 years, and considering the amount of Zelda likes, I heard this sequel struggle to stand out quite as much. It's good, but perhaps a bit quainter than other options available out there. I wouldn't say it's an essential game anymore, but for me it's still one of the more interesting games Limited Run have done in a while. And actually, while they have a special cover version on their website and a collector's edition, they are also selling this at various retail places as well, just with different artwork. And our executive producers God of Resin, Dane Wilkinson, and Boombox have chosen this as their pick of the week. Alright, we're heading into the imports, heading into Play Asia territory. Yes, if you want to import any game shown here, then please consider using the Play Asia links down below in the description and the pinned comment. Play Asia is, and still always will be, the #1 way to support us. Thank you so much. If you click our link, we earn a nice bit of cash, and it makes this series actually sustainable. Yeah, I could be making top 10 lists for like the big bucks, but no, I'm not. I'm making these because of your support. Thank you. Plus, in return, you can get a tasty 5% off with our brand new code SWTV23. SWTV23. Yes, that is completely different to what I announced last week because I gave my suggestion to Play Asia, they looked at it, and then they said, no, we're going to have this code instead. I love it when they do that. They decided to ignore my suggestion, so yeah, SWTV23. Don't forget. I won't let you forget anyways. Anyways, this week is pretty decent. Super Retro Platformer Collection is releasing this week. I know of a handful of people who are legit, unironically excited about this quad pack of short retro style games. And I've got to be honest, I'm quite a fan of this publisher. I like short, simple, low poly retro titles. And you guys know I want to get into publishing, so even I inquired about doing a physical release of their games. I mean, I wouldn't have chosen these four particularly because not all of them are winners for me. But yeah, I did inquire about it, but I was apparently a bit too late. So yeah, I like the idea. Here you get MacBat64 and Tori 3D. Those two I am excited about and I wanted to do a physical release for. And there's also Commander Keen and Regina and Mac. Less interested in those two. But anyways, this is a nice collection that's exclusive to Southeast Asia. They have English, of course, and it's going to be a pretty cool little physical, even if all the games are really short. And our executive producer Cartoon Soren has chosen this as his pick of the week. Twin Blades of the Three Kingdoms is probably being sent out this week by Play Asia. If it's not this week, it will be next week, as this is a Play Asia exclusive release from East Asia Soft, coming in a standard and collector's edition. Now we can all see this game looks like it was made by me in RPG Maker. Visually, it doesn't scream quality title. But as a strategy RPG set in the Three Kingdoms era, it's got that hook to grab me. And of course, you know, I'm trying to get a full set of Play Asia releases anyway, so I'm buying it regardless. Anyone else out there grabbing it? Let me know. And our executive producers Viz and Vey have chosen this as their pick of the week. And also a quick shout out to Various Daylife, which I mentioned last week, but is actually being sent out later this week on the 13th, it seems. So yeah, I hope you get your shipping notifications soon. Alright, before we get into the community spotlight, it's time for me. Yeah, my Pix and Love package finally arrived, and let's just say Chinese Postal Service were not kind to it. They sent me the customs fee, which I paid, and then they lost it for like a month or two. But it's finally here. Not in the best of shapes, sadly, but it's fine, it's fine. This is Young Souls, as I'm sure you've guessed by the name. This is the collector's edition, only available at Pix and Love, their online store. The game itself is a highly regarded indie game that mixes the beat-em-up genre with action RPG elements. It's a really unique time and definitely should be on your list if you're looking for something a bit different in terms of indie games. This collector's edition, really different in how it's presented. It comes with a plastic sleeve and then a card sleeve. And inside, you get some nice goodies, a couple of art cards, but the main attraction is the hardcover art book. This is quite the beast. It has both interviews and artwork with both French and English inside. Really quite a nice piece, something decent to flick through after you've played the game. There's also a soundtrack CD which comes in a slightly comical size, but I like the over-the-topness. Big fan of video game music, and from what I've listened to so far, it's really nice. It's actually surprisingly chill at times, not what I would expect from a beat-em-up. I'm definitely sticking this on my phone. If you want this, it's exclusive to Pix and Love's website. I'll pop a link in the description if I remember, or someone can remind me. Only 1,500 copies were made. I got number 600 and something. Yeah, so don't hang around. It's perfect for co-op play if you've got a friend or a loved one. It's a nice game to play together since it is quite long for the genre, like 9 hours or something. So yeah, definitely recommended. And thanks to Pix and Love for sending it to me. And thanks to the Chinese Postal Service for eventually sending it to me. Alright, on to you lot. Puppy Hater took advantage of Red Hot Games' 342 just before Christmas. Thanks to everyone who did buy with our links. Remember, Red Hot Games do actually support us with affiliate links these days, which is great. They have some interesting games and, you know, a nice sale is never too far away. Executive producer God of Resin sent in this photo showing off the fabulous looking Steenbock of the Crisis Core release. Looking very nice indeed. Starvey sent in this photo. They also got in a nice package from Red Hot Games, but they also managed to snag the reprint of Code of Princess. I do think VGP will have more of this in the future. Stay tuned on my Twitter account because I'll keep you updated there. Executive producer Robotech got in this huge haul from Play Asia. Thanks a lot for the support, very much appreciated. It's been a while since I've seen Metallic Child. That is a really great game. Very nice import exclusive from, was it last year? No, 2 years ago now. Oh my god, time! Michelle Katani, thanks for your support in picking these two with our links. Akai Katana, for some reason, like 1 week after the Japanese release, it was announced that Limited Run will be doing that in North America at some point, and it's going to get a retail release in Europe with Limited Run's new partnership with Clear River Games. So I'm kind of surprised about that because the publisher usually works with Strictly Limited, so yeah. Who knows when that's happening though? Executive producer Z sent in this photo. Thanks for your support on some of these games. That's a very cultured mousepad. She also got in Lotus Labyrinth R, a recent import exclusive discovery. I think about like 10 of you bought that with our link, so yeah, thanks a lot. Rand Al Thor, thanks for using our links to pick up the much cultured collector's edition of Chaos Code, Play Asia's exclusive release. Very tasty, I mean, tasteful. Drew picked up these two releases, the collector's edition of Golf Story, probably in anticipation of Sports Story, which I think we all know is going to be inevitable from Limited Run. It's going to happen, right? Nintendo Gamer Gal, thanks for using our links to pick up a couple of the imports here. Interestingly, they picked up the solo copy of River City Girls 2. I think that's going to be like a really obscure one later down the line, since I think most people would have opted for the Japanese double pack. Stoolin76 sent in this photo picking up some RPG goodness, including Metal Max Xeno Reborn. It's a fascinating release. If Mad Max was a Japanese anime RPG, genius. Bunny Bear picked up these games, some really nice imports. Sadly, the train one in the middle does not have English, but I can't imagine it's too difficult to pick up and play. Singuis sent in this photo showing off some nice eclectic releases. If only Tsukihime had English, that would be great, right? Radio to Rancid picked up these games, including You-Know, a remake of one of the most influential visual novel adventure games of all time. It's a bit archaic in places these days, but still a damn good time. Executive producer Cartoon Soren sent in this photo showing off a few releases. Apparently Skullgirls got an update on the Switch that completely reworked the game. They basically replaced the entire code of the game and made it in line with other versions of the game. So now the physical version is the only way to play the old version of the game. That's weird. Alright, let's have a roundup. Metric Magic, Lewis K, Steven Scott, Choco Loco James, Chew It, Robin Hatherall, Marty Ma, Scarface, Elissa, Foot Gang, Vast Neon, Bora Murian, Mickey McFlynn, Max1216, Ashura G, Wanko Rotary Engine. Alright, please send me your pictures on Twitter at SoWhatAboutGame. You can DM me, or you can tag me in a post if you want to try that. You can email it to us, switchwatchspotlight@gmail.com, and our Discord, the server link is in the description. Please only send me one picture per week. Okay, I hope you enjoyed this episode of Let's Get Physical. Special thanks to our executive producers, Dane Wilkinson, God of Resin, Boombox, Brent McLean, Santa Tartaruga, Alexander Cato, JCross7776, Punky Dooser, Cartoon Soren, Robotech, Z, Raven Knight, Fawn Metal Luna, Parsnip Coffee, Issa, Vey, Mental Traveler, Grantsert, Viz, Jennifer M, Instacritic, Precision Plague, Kadacha, Ozgolo, Totally Grateful, and our brand new executive, Alex M. Thank you for your support. Plus you watching right now. If you watch all the way through, God, you are an absolute legend. Please leave me either a spider or a dinosaur emoji in honor of Spidersaurs and all those Stone Age people who are going to be, dead because we're sending them back to the Stone Age. What's going on there, Limited Run? Way forward. Anyway, please go check out some of our other stuff. We don't have a lot like this week or last week. We didn't have that much because, you know, having a bit of a rest. But yeah, next week that's gonna be busy. Oh boy, am I a busy boy. I'm working on like 3 games at the minute. So yeah, there's gonna be like 3 reviews next week. Okay. And go check out my new channel, A Bit More Jordan, for a lot more me. I still don't have ad revenue on there yet, so it's still going to be a while before Suikoden 2 ends up on there. And yeah, I'll see you later. Bye-bye.